Oh my God, I fucking did it. That was tough. That judge was not friendly. That woman, I'm telling you, she was. I feel like I could have just went to jail. Now I have this coughing and I'm shaking. My hands are shaking. I'm coming out of there. Oh my God, it was just the strangest experience because I didn't believe I could do it. I was sitting in the courtroom because they always bring you in at 8:15, and then you have to talk to the officers. There's a group of officers on the right, and then you have to check in with the court clerks up here and give them the names of your cases and everything. Excuse me. and so I did all that, and they still have my name down as Danny Mayfield. And then so when it was my turn to speak, I had to correct because she's like, Danny Mayfield, this your case? As she started calling my cases, and I said, excuse me, Your Honor, it's Danny Goldenballs. And I had to say it strongly so that I wouldn't cower down, and I wouldn't laugh, because. But, it did, the whole group of officers just busted out laughing, I'm telling you. And I'm like, they think I'm telling a joke, but I'm not really telling a joke. This is for real. I've got actual balls that are made from gold, and my name is now Goldenballs. So it's like, oh my God, they were cracking up, and the judge, she was mad. She was like, excuse me, counselor, we are not here to play games. This is not a comedy hour. This is a court of law. And I'm like, Your Honor, excuse me, my name is Goldenballs. And then they this time the crowd erupted, and she's like, that's it. And so she made me sit. I had to sit in the go to jail chair. In every courtroom, there's this ratty ass chair, like in the front, off to the side, it's like everyone looks at it. It's like different color, and it's like stuff growing on there or something. It's just weird, it's like, so she's like, that's it, counselor. I want to put you in, sit down here. And she made me sit down, and she told the bailiff to put me in that chair. And I'm like, Your Honor, my name is Danny Goldenballs. And then she got really mad, and then she handcuffed me, and she wouldn't let me I had a handcuff. I had a fucking handcuff on my hand. This is what I get to do. She fucking, excuse my language, I'm so sorry. But she had the guy handcuff me, and this guy's like a fucking linebacker, man. This dude, he looks like he lifts weights for breakfast. It's like he doesn't even fucking eat breakfast. He just eats weights, and it goes straight to his arms. It's just, I was scared to death. I almost felt like I was going to urinate my pants, because I'm not a jail guy. I don't do jail very well. Yeah, everything, but no, clients go to jail. That's okay. If they go to jail, I don't like it when they go to jail, but I'd rather them go to jail than me go to jail. So there I am sitting in the chair with the handcuff, and everyone's like in kerfuffle. The crowd is talking. It's like the whole place is erupted. And she wouldn't let me go back to my briefcase where I was sitting to get the order out of there. I didn't have the order. I showed up. I didn't have it in my hand. And the order changing my name. And I said, Your Honor, I have a name change. It's my legal name. And I had to keep saying it. And they kept laughing, and then it took a while to calm down. And then so she called all the cases. She called every other case. She called the entire calendar, made me sit in the go to jail chair for the whole fucking time. I'm really pissed off at this, because I'm a member of the bar, and I am an officer of the court. Doesn't have the fuck my name is. I'm allowed to be there, and she should not have thrown me in jail. Put me in the go to jail chair. That's a bunch of shit. Anyway, so I finally, after every case got called, I had to hear about the unsafe lane changing. I had to hear about the cell phone ticket. Yes, he's a cell phone in his hand. No, he's not. on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And so now it's like really late, and she finally says, when they're all gone, she's like, Mr. Mayfield, and then I just sit there. My name is not Mayfield. I sit there and ignore her, and then she says, excuse me, sir, Mr. Mayfield. And I just stared ahead. And then that's when I started feeling my cantaloupes. I started feeling these golden balls down there starting to hum. You know, they hummed a little. They started humming. I could feel the vibration in my thighs and in my belly. They started and that's when I was getting the strength. I was getting the strength to get through this, to get through the day. Because all I want to do right now is go home and go to fucking bed, just go to bed. Because I'm completely scared. Anyway, so she stands up and, Mr. Mayfield, and I wouldn't answer. And finally she had the bailiff lift me up, and she brought me up to the podium, very forcefully too. I don't think I needed to be dragged by my arm. And that guy's grip, I feel like there's probably a bruise there. I mean, he grabbed me like, he could squish my hand like that, like butter. He's so strong. So he yanks me over there, and then she's saying, I am in the position now, Mr. Mayfield. She kept saying that, and that was pissing me off. To sanction you $999, because if it goes to 100, then I have to report that to 1,000, then I have to report that to the bar. But she's like, I am going to sanction you $999, and you have to pay that within 1 week for your outburst in court today. And I sat there and I looked at her direct in the eye. She had that glasses over her thing like this, and she was pissed off. She had been doing this. She's like, what? I'm just guessing. I shouldn't guess. She's probably in her 70s, but she's got the wrinkles, like this wrinkle and that wrinkle. She's just like chiseled judge. You don't take any crap from her. And that's why I was so afraid to go to this court, because she's just like weathered, she's done like a million jury trials. She's got more law in her head than anyone. I mean, she's so smart, but she's mean. She's strict. Not necessarily always mean, but strict. And then I looked at her direct in the eyes, because she's intimidating, let me tell you. And then when we met eye contact, my balls started humming really loud, and I started like doing this because it was really hard to stand still. And she was like, stand still, counselor. And I'm like, okay. God, the humming, it felt like they were bulging out of my body. They were so big, these humming golden balls. And I'm like, oh God. And so, but when I looked at her in the eye and I said, Your Honor, you might want to rethink that. I said it just like that. My balls were humming. I said, Your Honor, you want to rethink that because my legal name is Danny Goldenballs. And I said it with such confidence. And I said, I have an order of a name change that I got on Friday. The judge signed the order. I have legally changed my name to Danny Goldenballs. Do you understand me, Your Honor? And I would like the opportunity to present this order to you before you make any decisions that you might regret later on. And so she went like this. What are you talking about, counselor? What's going on here? She was really mad, and I said, if you will allow me to get the paper, I can bring. And this time, I'm shaking. I feel like I'm scared. I'm not a confident guy. I don't walk around, bursting with confidence all the time. That linebacker bailiff, I thought he was gonna like karate chop me or smash me or something. I don't like that. I don't want to be hurt. And so I'm like, but I had confidence I'd never known I had. So she let me get to the briefcase, and I pulled out the order and I showed it to her, and I swear she went like this. It's not a very long order. I mean, it's a 1 page. It's name change. Danny Mayfeather is now hereby Danny Goldenballs. It says it right there. And but she went like this. I swear, for like 5 minutes, she was like, and she would look up at me. She'd look back at me. And then she said, very well. I mean, she had no option. She had nothing to do. And she said, very well, mister. She had to clear her throat. Goldenballs. I mean, I don't even think she said it. But she nodded to the bailiff, and he took the handcuffs off. And by that time, I think I'd probably wet my pants, because I don't really... I'm not a fighter. I'm not someone that wants to get in a fist fight and fisticuffs and come on. I'm like, I retreat, man. I run. I get the hell out of here. And so this is new for me. Having these balls is new for me. These golden nuggets that I'm carrying around with me. And it's just, they gave me the strength to get through it. And then I stood there, and then after she let the thing off and everything, then I was able to actually do my cases. Because here, you represent your clients remotely. You do it without them. You go to court for them. And so I was finally able to do all my cases. And it was so funny, because I had to say, I had like, oh God, like 6 trials. And every time you say your name, and I'd say, Danny Goldenballs for the defendant, appearing 977. And then even after like 6 or 7 times, you still hear the snickers, you still hear the laugh. The people are like, think it's a joke or something, and it's not. And so I did my trials, and then I did my arraignments. I had like 19 arraignments. So because arraignments are where you plead guilty, not guilty, and it's just a formality really, but there's 19 of them. And so I had to say, because you're setting a trial, I plead not guilty. I'm Danny Goldenballs. I am appearing 977 for the defendant. I plead not guilty. I offer time waiver to the court, and I schedule the trial for a later time, for a specific date. But I was able to say, Danny Goldenballs appearing for the defendant, Danny Goldenballs, over and over and over, and it felt so good, and my balls were just humming. And then when I finally left, it felt like I was just walking on a cloud. Like a miniature cloud, like a 2-foot cloud. And I was just humming. I just hummed to my car, and here I am. My first day, Danny Goldenballs. I made it. Yes! Golden balls!